Am I the a-hole for deleting my dream journal so that my mom can't read it? Hey, I'm new to Reddit and typing this on my phone, so I'm not sure how the formatting is going to turn out. Sorry, I'm advance. Now for the story. I'm a 16-year male whose parents are divorced and I live with both 50-50 split. Anyways, I keep a dream journal so that I can help remember my dreams. This dream journal is just an app on my phone with a password lock. My mom has always gone through my phone and such, but I never had a problem with this as I either don't have anything to hide or I'm easily able to hide it as she isn't very touchy. However, one day she went through my phone and tried opening my dream journal and almost blew up when she saw that it asked her for a password. She said I was sneaking around and trying to undermine her. When I told her it was a dream journal, she finally calmed down a bit, asked me to open it up, to which I said no. I feel that what goes on during my dreams, especially because I'm not always in control of what happens, that I have the right to keep that to myself. My mom, however, disagreed and took my phone and went to my girlfriend's house to try and get my phone's password from her. She wouldn't budge. Huge shout out to my GF. However, her parents, who I respect and have always kind looked up to, told me that I was being very mischievous because I wouldn't unlock the journal. When I went to my dad's the next day, I asked him about it and he told me that I should just let her see it, which is what really made me start to think that I may be the unreasonable one. This is because if there was something my mom was doing wrong, he would jump at the opportunity to shit talk her. When I came back to my mom's house a few days later, she acted normal and gave me my phone back, which was very surprising for her. Then again later in the week, when I thought that it was all over and I don't have to think about it anymore, my mom marches in my room, grabs my phone out of my hands, goes to my journal and unlocks it. I still have no idea how she got my password. The only thing I can think of is one of my brothers ratted me out. In the heat of the moment, my brain thought that the only way to stop her from seeing everything would be to grab the phone and delete the app as fast as possible. This was actually most likely true, as I have no idea how to change the password on it, and my brothers would have probably taken my phone before I could do it. I did this fairly easily, and before she could call my brothers to help her stop me. She was obviously pissed about me deleting the app and grounded me and all that. However, the thing that was the worst was when she posted on Facebook about what I had done. All of the people commenting were siding with her. That journal really did mean a lot to me, and I feel like what I did was spiteful, as I doubt anything would have come from her looking at it. I just need some people to tell me what they think, good or bad. Update: my attempts to regain my journal have been fruitless. However, I did email the devs to see if they may be kept data for X amount of days. Still waiting to hear back. For the people asking about anything that might have warranted my mom wanting to invade my privacy, she thought she caught me do drugs once, but I passed 4 tests and get tested regularly for sports. I have had incidents that look like I was trying to harm myself, and I believe she may have interpreted them that way. I have made every effort to show her that she is wrong. Update 2. Holy shit, this post blew the duck. Yo, thank you to everyone for your feedback. I had read every comment until a couple hours ago. I just woke up from about 2 hours of sleep, and in that time I gained over 1k comments and 10k upvotes. Thank you. I will be reading them all, replying to all the ones I can. However, due to the insane amount, it will probably take days to read them. Thank you again, and thanks for all the support. However, I'm so sorry, but everyone else must be on some new shit if they are siding with her. All of that is private. It's literally your thoughts and experiences in one space that's meant for your eyes only. I'm sorry, but there could be a whole village behind her, and I would still think you're not the a-hole, but she's a huge one. It's all about boundaries, and apparently your mom thinks they don't exist. To be honest, the fact that she went above and beyond to get access to it brings up red flags. Is she always this controlling? Has she ever felt like you didn't deserve to be trusted? My parents both weren't very honest with me about almost anything: money, their divorce, and a lot of other bullshit. This made me act out in my younger teens, and you could say that it would make me untrustworthy. However, she really doesn't trust any of my brothers, even the one that is loyal to her. Your mom should work on her trust issues before she wakes up one day and realizes none of her kids actually talk to her. You're not the a-hole. Wow. Your mother needs to allow you some degree of privacy in your life. She needs to understand that if she denies you the right to have any privacy whatsoever, keeping a secret journal diary is totally normal and healthy, then you'll just end up getting better at hiding things from her. And eventually she'll push you away. I used to have a diary at your age and my mum would never have demanded to read it. Mom is not giving him an inch of space for himself. To the point that she even needs to insert herself in his dreams. Now she will be appearing in his nightmares and he should be sure to tell her all about those. You're not the a-hole. That's a terrible invasion of your privacy. If my mom tried to look at my phone at that age, I'd tell her to kick rocks. Talk about a way to undermine your child's privacy and then use it for social media parenting. Pat's guess she doesn't know how to keep anything private at all either. My mom is like this. I mostly use my PC now because I can disable the drivers for any app she installs to track what I'm typing or who I'm talking to, and she can't figure out how I did it. Edit: for anyone with parents like this, just task manager more. Details services, open services. Then you can find it from there and disable anything that is spying on you. In my case, I also disabled the 30-minute screen time limit. Just be very careful that you don't disable the drivers for the keyboard and mouse or login. I accidentally disabled the pin and had to clean install Windows. Good luck. Pro tip: back up your really important files on Dropbox, also free. There are a lot of free storage services, so pick one that works for you. With your stuff backed up, if you make a bad change and break your computer, having to erase and reset Windows isn't as traumatic. Edit: I had previously suggested Google Drive as a good way to backup things. I do not suggest you use Google if you're having privacy issues like this, especially as a minor. Google does a great job of giving you access to your data everywhere, as in you're just no person could sign in on their device and watch you add content in real time. They could actually open the Google Doc you're working on and watch you edit it. If they're logged into the same account as you, it's not as obvious. They could also jump in and delete or edit things, and it would just look like you made those changes. So while I use and enjoy the online Google Suite for work, it's not good for people with privacy concerns. I think the important takeaway is to avoid any systems that sync when you are forced to overshare. It's hard to fathom this type of privacy invasion. Find one that you know is separate from others and supports two-factor. Back up your stuff and disconnect it from trusted devices. Use the web interface, and if you need to update the backup or see the data login, use the two familiar and don't save passwords. Clear the cache. Really takes away the useful features and ease of logging in, but would keep your private data private. You're not the a-hole. That is a huge and completely unreasonable invasion of privacy. How on earth is she justifying this? Has she given you some reason for her lack of trust? Does she think your life is in danger, or that you're doing drugs, or in an unhealthy or abusive relationship? I just don't know why she would possibly need to know what's on your phone at all. But especially not in your subconscious. If anything should be private, it is your own thoughts, and it is horrible you had to delete something private that you care about. Passwords exist for a reason, and your brothers are also if they helped her do this. My mom is the kind of mom that said, "Because I said so," instead of giving reasons. And you did mention drugs, which my mom did think she caught me doing even though she didn't. She refused to accept every negative I got on every single test, 4+ as I do 3 sports, and she bought one. That's moving into delusional and mentally ill behavior. You're not the a-hole. This is incredibly disrespectful of her and of your dad. You are a child, not property. You should have control over your writings. The whole inspect my phone thing is creepy. Unless you've done something in the past that warrants this level of scrutiny, it's very unreasonable of them. Source: a parent of a couple of teenagers, including one your age and one younger, and neither I nor my spouse have passwords to our teenagers' laptops or phones, nor would it even occur to us to ask them for those passwords or to inspect their phones. You're not the a-hole. Wow. She went to your GF and demanded the password. She has absolutely no boundaries, it seems. Not to mention it's your dream journal. If I had a kid, that's the last thing I'd want to read, because as you said, you can't control your dreams. Therefore it would give your mother no indication if you were up to anything bad or putting yourself in unsafe situations. Normally, I would say to completely ignore your mother and the issue going further, but I almost wonder what she'd say if you went up to her perfectly calm and asked mom, why didn't you ever just calmly ask me if I had a dream that night and what it was about? Of course she'll counter with, why didn't you just give me the password? And you can say, because you wanted some semblance of privacy in your life, which is perfectly understandable and acceptable. But if she had just calmly asked, you wouldn't have minded sharing some of your dreams with her. Of course this can be a complete lie, and you could just make some stuff up, tell her. She actually would have ended up getting more information about your life that way. But now that's gone, and the journal is gone, so she's worse off than she was before. I doubt she'll be reasonable about it, but it may make her think later, after she's calmed down. It's probably a crazy idea, but I like when people realize they lost a lot more because they were being so unreasonable. Please subscribe.